Hey guys, Scare9 here. Welcome back to my channel today for episode 16 of the Last Word podcast. And we actually have the same, I think this is the first week that we've had the same cast as the week before. So we have Mr. Icano.
Up.
We have Mr. Jay-Z, the Towel Basketball.
Sup.
We have
I'm
Tis.
gonna call you Tally from now on.
Tally, I like that.
Wanna
You,
get
like-
high?
Yeah, from South Park. Oh, and we had a lot of you guys asking what the towel meant. We'll come up for something when we'll tell you. Like, that has a legitimate story, but we'll come up with some kind of mile mark or something for Jay-Z to tell you that story. It's a really good one. Yeah, so as always, we'll jump right into the weekly updates. So, first off, yesterday was the first quarter, revenue thing for Activision. What's the name of it? Conference call. I forget what the official name of it. The quarterly thing. Icano, you watched the last one with me.
What was that thing called? The earnings call? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Quarter one earnings call. Thank you. And there were a couple bits of information that came out of that. But first off, there was actually a fake bit of information. So I don't know if you guys were following it at all. But they freaked out because Eric Hirshberg, the CEO of Activision, was talking about Destiny 1, and he said something about a free update coming to Destiny, and Reddit simultaneously exploded because they thought it meant a lead in to Destiny 2. But he clarified on Twitter later that he was talking about the Age of Triumph, and I guess he didn't know that it came out already or something. So no free update for Destiny as far as we know, which kind of sucks.
Boo.
Yeah. Boo. I mean, we'll probably get something. I fully expect to have some type of transition event before every single DLC we've had, just something small. And they're Bungie. They'll do something, whether it be an ARG or Cabal spawning in. We could do something like the Fallen in the Grimoire with the Age of Triumph. All the Fallen actually retreated from Earth, so that'd be really cool to actually do in game. We just enter the Cosmodrome and there's no Fallen anywhere. That would be pretty freaking sick. But yeah, so there's that. That was fake. One thing that is not fake, they confirmed a more consistent stream of content between DLCs and expansions. So it sounds like they are indeed keeping the live events alternating with DLC thing. And with the first DLC coming in December and the second one coming, I think they just said sometime in the spring, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe they said May even. But with those already set up, we know that we have at least one live event planned in between there, probably something similar to the Dawning, which is really awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. What do you guys? So here's a question, just to start off, simple one. Would you rather them keep the live events that are already part of the lore, like the Dawning, the Festival of the Lost, stuff like that, or would you want them to create completely new events? Icano, you go first.
Completely new. I mean, I'm the same way with everything. I always want new. I don't want rehash. And I think that's a good portion of the community too. If you look at Reddit says, I think I'm not alone with that.
Well, let us get through everyone, and then based on majority, we'll see if you're right or wrong there. Because we speak for the entire community, obviously. So depending on how many of us want new versus old, we will see if you're right. All right, Jay-Z, new, or would you rather like Dawning, Festival, The Lost, Sparrow Racing, that kind of stuff?
Well, of course I'd want new stuff, but I don't want them to... Is this for... You're talking Destiny 1 or Destiny 2?
Destiny 2.
Events?
Destiny 2 events.
Destiny 2, okay. Yeah, new events. They can probably put some of the old events in, but I would rather them come up with better better events than what they've had. They've had a few good ones. Like Sparrow Racing was fun for, bite-sized pieces, but it wouldn't be something 2 weeks was a little too much in my opinion of it.
Hell, it was 3 weeks the first time.
But was it 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. They gave us a month,
Dawning might have been
actually,
like a full freaking month. Yeah. No, that's a good point. All right, Tisk. Do you want to Sparrow Race in Destiny 2 essentially is what I'm asking, and wear around masks and jump off towers?
No.
No, really?
No.
You were good at Sparrow Racing, weren't you?
Yeah, but it got boring real quick.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and I think I thought it's one of those kind of points of irony. You know, everyone was begging for Sparrow Racing to be added to private matches in Crucible and a year-round thing, and I don't think I've seen anyone touch them since they added it. Like anyone, no content creators, no. It just kind of got added and just sits there, which is pretty unfortunate.
Depending on like what they actually end up having in the game, I want ship racing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Wrong, bad answer. Ship mechanics never work out in games ever. Like, I don't know. I was listening to some of my friends talk, and they were saying they're not part of the Destiny franchise, but they were like, yeah, ship racing sounds awesome. And I'm like, all right, think back to Assassin's Creed 4. I was like, what was the worst part of that game? And for me at least, it was the stupid ship, right? I don't want to be a pirate. I want to be an assassin. The same thing goes for Destiny. Like, ship mechanics always feel so clunky to me. I don't know. I guess you guys can disagree.
Some people enjoy that, though.
I love that.
This is the same company that made Halo. So and you know, they know how to do ship like vehicle mechanics and make it feel good.
If it's integrated
if it was anybody else,
in the
I
way,
might agree.
If it was integrated in the way like a Banshee was, where it wasn't really a ship, it gave you more mobility, it was really easy to control, kind of fun. Yeah, give me that. But if it's like anything like the original Battlefronts, those were just like hernia inducing, man. I can't. Ship mechanics just they bug me. I don't know. I guess that's a personal thing though.
I think it matters the amount of maps too. Like when they first brought Sparrow Racing, it was what, 3 maps, and then they brought two more in.
Yeah,
it was two. So they brought 2 more in. So I mean, you get tired of 2 maps real quick.
Yeah, I suppose.
So if they're gonna do it, they got to put some like 10 maps. That's a lot, but I mean, you know what I mean, like a lot more maps than 2.
Just all they have
so
to
people
do,
don't get tired of it.
Just call it Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Be like, yo, we're gonna borrow these maps for a bit, and just put the
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, exactly.
Yeah. And Rainbow Road would fit Tisk pretty well.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Got him.
Because that's the hardest one to get through.
Oh man. Okay.
What does that even mean?
The hardest one to get through. That's Tisk's catchphrase now. TSLK the hardest one to get through. Oh man. Okay. Well, yeah. So that's that. And then just the only other bit of weekly update stuff. Next week is Iron Banner Mayhem Clash. What is that? How awesome is that? I believe I called that. I'll have to go back 4 episodes ago and check. I believe I did, and that's just kind of awesome. I feel like that's going to be like a lot of fun and just ridiculous. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. All right. Do any of you guys have any objections to it being Mayhem Clash?
Well, I'll pass on this topic. I don't plan on playing any more PvP in this game. Destiny 2, I'll be doing the PvP, but not in Destiny 1, not unless I absolutely have to.
Well, I don't see that having to be a requirement anytime soon. I don't know. I might make you for an episode. We could do that for like a milestone episode. Be like, we all play PvP and talk and show how hard it is to play PvP and do a podcast.
It's already hard for me to play PvP when it's got all of my attention.
Tisk feels you there, man. Tisk feels you there. No, I think Mayhem Clash will be a lot of fun for sure, though. Tisk or Jay-Z, any complaints, or are we just gonna go in and we're gonna wreck people with a bunch of hammers?
Bitches.
Yeah, it'll be fun for a bit. I don't think I'm gonna extended play Iron Banner next week, but I want to get the packages and stuff like that, and do some weapon bounties. And I guess it's not as good for weapon bounties as some of the previous Iron Banners because it's gonna be more super base, but it'll be fun.
And
change up.
There's a Clever Dragon this week too, so that'll be kind of nice. I know it's not the crazy god it used to be, but it's still pretty good. I still go for the god rolls on weapons I will never use, so I'll probably be trying that.
I mean, I still use the Clever Dragon in PvP from time to time, so...
That explains a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Got
great
him.
at PvP.
Got
So,
him.
you know.
No. So I mean that'll be fun. But other than that, that's pretty much the weekly update. I didn't miss anything, did I, guys? You guys follow everything? Actually, you don't.
No, yeah, I read it
did
all.
you did you talk about your Vault of Glass run? Your
My fault.
Gorgon Maze run?
My got me.
I'm just playing.
No. And just so you guys know, there was an argument yesterday. We're getting too far off topic. We'll talk about this if we do raid carries this week, if we can get a team together. Anyways, so our first real topic, I don't want to stay on this topic too long. Like, I don't want it to seem like I'm bragging, because I'm not, but I really just want to get some information out there. If you guys missed the video and the huge influx of new subscribers, I actually did get invited to the Destiny 2 reveal. So, shows you that in life, if you bitch on a podcast enough, you'll get an invite. Keep that in mind, kiddos. So, no, really, and thank you to Activision and Justin, who's the community manager. You guys are all freaking just my absolute favorite people in the world. Sorry, Jay-Z, you got kicked from that top spot.
Your own father. Wow.
Yeah, right. So, like I said, I just want to clear up some information. So, what's going on? I'm flying out there on the 17th. The actual event takes place on the 18th, and I will be flying home the 19th. Just common questions I'm being asked. No, Activision is not paying for my travel expenses. Unfortunately, they invited a hell ton of people this time. And, just from a business perspective, they honestly would not get as much advertising stuff as money that they're spending to fly people out there. So it makes sense that they're not paying. I will be getting all the footage I can. I plan on... well, let me clarify. I'm not allowed to get game footage. There's only like 10 or 15 YouTubers allowed to do that. If we're allowed to share footage, if they're allowed to share footage, I'll be in contact with some of them to try to get some for the channel for you guys. But what I'm going to be doing is, I've already been doing it, but if you guys want to know anything else, I've been taking notes down. I have a Padfolio thing, like a notepad, and I'm writing down everything people want me to check for, and I will be doing a video afterwards on all of my opinions on these things. Stuff like the new UI features, for instance, if we get like a field of view slider, how the weapon progression system works, that kind of stuff. So just before I go any further, is there anything you three guys want me to check for, Jay-Z, Icon, or Tisk? Let's go with Icon first, because I haven't really asked you guys anything specific. So.
Well, I'm a giant nerd, and I like the technical side of stuff, so I want to see the menu. I want to see the UI. I want to know what happens. I want you to try and pop a synth, see how long it takes, stuff like that. Like, all the things that, like, grind everybody's gears in this game as far as the menu and how the menu works. I want you to see if they fix that for 2.
Yeah.
Like, if the menu still is just as god awful as it is now. I mean, I love the aesthetics of the UI and how the menu looks and everything. I've always loved how that looks, because they basically took the Diablo theme and just modernized it for Destiny, and it looks so good. But it's not very functional. It's too slow to get to things, and it's just kind of a pain in the ass. So I want to see if like if they just give you patrol like they did for the alpha, you're gonna have access to your menu. So I definitely want to see you like going in your menu and playing around with it.
Yeah, and like I said, I won't be able to get direct footage, but I will have a camera there, so I'm not sure if they'll let me just casually have it out. If not, I'll like write down what the options are for sure and stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty excited, and geez, I don't know. We'll go on to Jay-Z before I start like freaking out again. It's been a hard week. All right, Jay-Z, anything specific?
So, I don't know if you mentioned already about like so subclasses obviously, but I'm obviously that'll be something you mentioned. Like, how does the gunplay feel? Does it feel the same as Destiny 1? Because that's the one thing that in Destiny 1, even when the story wasn't there in the beginning, even when the content wasn't there, the gunplay was still there. The feel of a first-person looter shooter was there, and I just want to know if that's still there in Destiny 2. I'm sure it will be, but but you as much as any of us would know if it's there or not, like, because it's either you can feel a first-person shooter, or you can't, like,
yeah, exactly.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll definitely. I mean, obviously, I was gonna do notes on that kind of stuff, anyways. But for sure.
Yeah.
That's like you said. That's super important to me as well, because. Like for instance, I'm not particularly fond of third-person games, and it's not necessarily because it's in third person. It's just because they tend to be a little bit more choppy on the gunplay. I think the Division's a really good example of that, having to grapple and do everything at once and stuff. I just don't like that. I want to shoot things, and so I'll keep a good lookout for that. Tisk, I already know what you're gonna say. You want me to know if there's a prostitute area in the tower. And I have to tell you, man, the tower's destroyed. All right, so no, Tisk.
That's because I was there last.
Anything? You want me to look for anything?
Actually, the only thing that really irritated me, like where it sent me into rants and stuff, is when your friends list didn't load, and you can't really prove that there. So no, I got nothing.
Yeah, all right. I'll ask Deej about that one personally. Oh, that's actually so. Yeah, now that's out of the way. I actually do want to talk about that. I'm not sure how much I'll get to meet the developers, but Icano, I know you're a big fan of the Destiny subreddit. I'm actually in a Discord server right now with all the mods that are going, and we're gonna meet up and like go get drinks and stuff. I'm only 19, guys. I'm not actually gonna be consuming alcohol, but we're gonna go hang out afterwards. But I get to meet. I don't know if you know who this is, but I hope you do. I get to meet the Rise of Bacon, and we've been talking on the thing, and. So Tisk, just so you know, he's one of the most active people on the subreddit. I think he has one of the most Reddit karmas out of anyone. It's really cool. I'm just really excited for all of that. So making connections, that's going to be a pretty big part of it. But one request, something I want to do. I want to get Deej to do his dance. Would you guys be mad at me if I did that? Would you call me a scrub if I got him to do that?
Well, it doesn't take that much to get him to dance, so I'm pretty sure he'll already be dancing when you go walk up to him.
Oh,
so,
fair enough, man. Okay.
It probably won't even be that difficult of a task. So, yeah, hell yeah, go for it.
Hell yes. Okay, I was just making sure you guys wouldn't like disown me or something. It seems like something Jay-Z would do.
I mean, it's easy to disown.
Fact.
There you go.
I'm just playing.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, I didn't want to stick on that for too long, so I'll probably just go ahead and end that topic there if no one else has anything to ask me about it. Pretty excited though. It's gonna be really, really freaking cool. So yeah, any other questions, or are we good?
Take pictures with
No,
people.
we're just proud of you, man. It's awesome.
If you meet Tefty, or you meet laced up Lauren.
See, you're asking me about all these content creators I don't even follow. Dude, I'm freaking out because I'll get to meet Arex. I'm freaking out because I'll get to meet, my name is Bife. These are Dado even. All three of them are people I really look up to in the Destiny community. And not necessarily because, well, Arex, the content he creates, but because of their pure integrity and how much they really put into their content. All three of them. I've never watched a Tefty video in my life, and so I think it was yesterday when you told me to get a picture of him, and I had to go look up what he looked like. And for sure, I'll get a picture of him for you. And I'm not saying his content's bad. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm just saying I haven't been introduced to these people yet. So, but now
that might be like something you want to do before you go out there. Just get to know these people. Yeah, you're not walking up to them and you don't know anything about them. Like take some time over the next week, watch a little bit of Twitch, just start to see what everybody is about.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Tefty, did he leave Planet Destiny before you started into Destiny? I can't remember when he left.
No. I think he left.
Was he still on Planet Destiny?
I think he was like after Taken King.
He left like shortly, not that long ago actually. They just started the new podcast. They're only on like episode like 14, I think. No, not 14. No, 24. So they've been doing it for a while, but all those guys that left Planet Destiny and they do the Guardian community podcast now. They've been doing it for quite a while, and they're all good people, man. Like Miss 5000 Watts, Pope Bear, Briar Rabbit, like all those guys are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. That's the one thing I'm jealous of. If I'm jealous of anything, Scarrow, is that you get to meet all these people and like it's just gonna it bothers me that you don't even know who you're gonna be meeting. Like you're gonna be walking up to Briar Rabbit and you're gonna be like, who's this guy?
Yeah,
and
no,
Briar's awesome.
and that actually bothers me as well, because my biggest gripe, is when people say, "Oh, you have a small channel or whatever," and I'm like, it's not because people don't like my content; it's because they don't know I exist. And so when I myself haven't made an active, attempt to go out and see all these content creators, how can I expect anyone to do the same for me? So I really do want to get caught up on everyone's content, go subscribe to everyone's channels, learn what everyone does, what their niche is, and for sure, I'm excited to work with them. And I guess I'll just throw this in there. Especially, I know Jay-Z seems like the type of person who'd be really good at doing this. So if I'm a smaller channel, and these people have to get questions from channels my size all the time, if I walk up and meet someone, specifically Jay-Z first, and I'll go to the other two, how do I make my content and my personality stand out so they remember me and potentially do like a collab in the future or something? So,
Jay-Z. That's a good question. Well, I mean, like, I wouldn't be butt kissing them all the time, because I mean they probably get that from every small YouTube channel. Just like know their content, be knowledgeable about their content, or something that you found interesting about some of their videos. Like, if I was a content creator and I knew that you watched my video from 2 years ago and enjoyed such and such a topic, like I'd be like, wow, yeah, maybe I want to work with a follow-up on that with him, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like, if you're butt kissy, people can tell that. You can read that from a mile away, or that you're not being honest, or you're being fake. So I just be yourself. Like, you have a pretty decent magnetic personality, so just be yourself and tell them point out something specific you enjoy about either their content or one of their videos, something like that.
Yeah. I don't think that'll be a problem, because I really have been watching all of those guys for a very long time. So it's mind blowing. Like I don't know if you guys know who Rex is. He's not only a Destiny YouTuber, he does a lot of other stuff too. But I've been watching him since before Destiny, and freaking, I was talking to the guy, like private messaging him on Twitter about advice on what to do and what to bring and stuff, like technology and preparation wise, and it's really cool. It's just I don't know, I'm really excited. All right, Icano, you've been lots of interviews, I presume. This is a little bit different, but same things apply. What are your advice tips?
Just don't be an asshole. Just be nice. Just like, don't be too opinionated on things. Like if they disagree or if they have a different opinion than you, just let it roll off your back and just keep the conversation moving forward. That's why I'm saying it. Why do you think I'm saying it?
It's like we know you.
Yeah, it's almost like I've been playing with you for a year and I know exactly how you can get. I don't know. It's just be a normal human being. Like AJC said, don't kiss their ass, but at the same time, don't be a complete douche either.
Yeah. Okay.
Just get to know them. Let it all happen organically. Let it be natural. That's what I would say.
All right. So here's the question before I get on to Tisk. Would it be bad for me to suggest a future collab, or do I just introduce myself right now? And then
I wouldn't do that. Like I would say just meet them, maybe exchange info, exchange email addresses, stuff like that, get to know them, and then after a while of communicating with them and like talking to them and everything, just on the side, just be like, oh, by the way, every Friday night I do a podcast. Would it be kind of cool if I could get some one of you guys on, and something like that. I wouldn't lead with that, because that might come off as desperate.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Tisk, just real quick, and then we'll wrap this up and stop talking about me, because I hate being the topic of discussion. So Tisk, what is your advice? And it better not have anything to do with bacon or screaming goats.
Damn it. No, actually, I was gonna say you don't want to ask me for advice, because I suck at people things.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right. Well,
if I was to meet the bacon dude, the ways of bacon, whatever, all I would talk about is bacon.
Rise of Bacon? Oh, so I've been following this guy's work. Like I said, he's like a top Reddit poster, and I found out like 2 days ago he's British too. So, oh man, I found my official Gara replacement, man.
Nobody can replace Gara.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right.
He's got bacon.
Let me see, just before we move on, if anyone... There's a lot of discussion going on in here, so let me see real quick. Just going through. The Jolie Problem says, you're awesome, dude. So happy you're going to the Destiny 2 reveal. Good stuff, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm sorry, I tried. I legitimately tried to get you guys invites too, because Icano said that he would pay for everyone. That didn't go over too well, so... Sorry. Yeah, oh, well. pretty much everyone just asking, about who got invited and stuff. So yeah, so that's pretty much that one. So I do have a discussion topic for this video that I really was thinking about last night, and I think it's a really good topic, and I think you guys will like it too. As always, they don't know what this is, so I'm just gonna go into it. So, with the Age of Triumph, we have the most content that we have ever had in Destiny's history. Every week, we're able to do 4 raids. Prison of Elders, if your heart so desires. We have things like Trials every weekend. We have just masses of content. So, my question is, when Destiny 2 comes out, and we don't initially have a raid, we don't initially, as far as we know, have an endgame PvP content, is it going to seem like Destiny 2 has a lack of content? Especially between that point, let's presume that they release the raid a month after, like they did with Vault of Glass, or even further. I'm not really sure. Is it gonna seem like Destiny 2 runs out of content really quickly while we're waiting for that raid to launch and stuff? Icona, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's kind of an impossible question to answer because we don't know what the game is like yet. This question might have been better to ask after you go to the reveal and you can come back and give us all the deets.
Gosh dang it! I was really proud of this.
Well, it's a good question. Don't get me wrong. It's just like I have no idea how to answer it because I don't know what's in the game. For instance, let's put it this way: if it's truly open world, all right, like everybody thinks it's going to be, and I'm picturing Zelda right now, Zelda Breath of the Wild. There is literally never a time in Zelda that you don't have anything to do. Like there's always something to do, and it's the reason that it's like that is because of how of an open world it is. So what I would say is that if it's truly open world and if you can basically go anywhere, do anything kind of thing like that, then no, I won't feel that way because when strikes open up and whatever other like Prison of Elders kind of thing opens up afterwards, I'll be ready to do that, but I'll know that I still have this whole world to explore and I got all this stuff to do. So in a way, I kind of almost don't want all that stuff to be available. I don't want the raid to come out right away. I don't want strikes to be available right now. I want to have a decent amount of time to take in the story, get to know the world, explore just PvE stuff, before you start getting into like the heavier content like strikes, raids, things like that. So I don't know. That's basically what I would think. It's just, the short answer is no. I don't think you're gonna feel bored. I hope not. But that's also assuming that it's gonna be open world.
Okay, if it's
which again, like I said, there's no way we can know that.
If it's a limited, the hypotheticals here, we already, supposedly based off the leak, Saturn or Titan or whatever is supposed to have a patrol zone that is bit larger than all the combined patrol zones yet. But presuming that it functions nearly identically to the patrol zones that we have now, which is the super big one, then how does that change your answer?
I don't want patrol zones like that. I want it to be seamless. I want it to be just one huge open thing. Here's my perfect world, okay? Perfect world patrol zone. You load into Earth, all right? And you land in the last city. And you get a patrol beacon. And you go light up the beacon. And it tells you there's a boss somewhere over that ridge. And you look up at the ridge and you see like a waypoint marker. and you think to yourself, okay, I know that there's a boss over there that
I just want to
kill,
interject.
right?
Would the enemy on the other side of the ridge be a giant space turtle?
No, it would not be a giant space turtle.
I just want to throw this out there. I just want to throw this out there. All right. I know I hate cutting people off, but that just reminded me. So that someone was so savage in the comment section of the Smash or Pass video. They said the reason Icano wants the blind ogre is so the ogre can't make a fun of how small he is.
Right.
Wait, can you explain that? I don't get it.
Yeah, can I? Wait, what'd you say about towels? What?
Subscribe to Scaro9's channel for towel stories.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Hashtag
right,
road to 5,000 towel. Sorry.
Enough about my small penis. Let's get back to the topic at hand. So let's say you pick up that patrol beacon. You're looking far off into the distance. You see your waypoint marker. On the way, and you're running, right? Or maybe you're on your Sparrow. You pull out your Sparrow because it's far away. So you're gonna have to it's gonna take a while to get there on foot. So you're on your Sparrow, whatever. You're riding, and then a new blip opens up on your map off to the left, and you don't even know what that was. You don't know what's going on there. So you jump off your Sparrow, you run over. Turns out, you see two Guardians over there getting ready to jump in this building and do something in this building, and you're like, all right, well, I'll do that boss fight later. Let's see what these guys are up to. You see these two guys. In your menu, you very quickly, I don't know how, but you very quickly just click on these guys and just join their party. Without going back out to orbit, you don't do anything special, you just join their party. Now it's the three of you. You guys run into this building, and you just discovered a hidden strike.
Hidden strike.
You do the activity with the two guys. You guys get loot. You kill the boss. Everybody's happy. They go off to do their own thing. You go off. You're back to go kill your boss. That's the kind of experience I want in Destiny 2. I want it to be a completely open and seamless world where I can, while I'm on my way to go do a patrol beacon, I can break off and go do a strike real quick with two people I've never met before. That to me is a perfect world situation, and if I was Bungie, that's what I would have been building for the last 3 years.
All right then, JZ. Go back to my original question, but if you have any responses to that, I'd be really interested.
I do have a response.
Well.
So I didn't have. I was in Legions of Azure when I first started Destiny. Obviously, Legions of Azure wasn't here, but I literally did patrols and strikes and Nightfall solo for almost 3 months before I did my first Vault of Glass, and I was never bored for content. But that's the other thing is, since those days, they've also made loot drop more readily and more prevalent. So like when Destiny first came out, like you were lucky if you got a legendary engram ever, like one or two a week, and now like you get them pretty much every strike or every mission or things like that. So it matters what the content drop, or not the content drop, but the loot system, how often rare or legendary or exotic loot drops, I guess, and how much, if that patrol world is huge and seamless like Icon wants, even if it's just huge and it's like Destiny 1, I spent days worth of time on Earth the first couple months in Destiny, just doing public events and patrols and things like that, just because it was fun.
Yeah,
and then like once things started opening up, then you get used to those.
I just want to point out to people in chat, JZ is still in patrol all the time. Like pretty much whenever no one else is on, I see you running around in patrol. Like
yeah.
How do you not get bored, honestly? Like,
well, I'm just doing my Iron Lord bounties, but it's something I can pull a YouTube video on, the latest Scaro9 video.
Yeah.
And and have it playing, so I'm not 100% paying attention to what I'm doing, but I'm still getting stuff done in Destiny, like getting legendary marks, Vanguard reputation, and completing bounties at the same time. So
okay.
Yeah, it's something I do to chill, to just kind of decompress more than anything, just run around and patrol.
Yeah. Okay. For sure.
But yeah, so back to Icano's topic of seamless world. Uh, he mentioned Zelda Breath of the Wild, but that reminds me of my experiences with Fallout 3. I used to run around that open world, and like you'd see a new marker on your on your map, and like I would go, I wouldn't do the story mission. Like the story mission was like almost 100 hours into the game of me playing it because I literally explored the entire map and found all those secret places or all the side missions and everything like that because it piqued my interest every time I saw a new little marker on my side. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go check that out. So
yeah, for sure. Actually, pretty much any Bethesda game. I guess
Skyrim and but
yeah, if they do it like that, I'm with you guys for sure. That's really good. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's pretty much the point I was going to make, because I haven't played Breath of the Wild. I want to because I love Zelda, but I don't have a Nintendo Switch, obviously. But that whole open world reminded me of Fallout. So
yeah, it's very similar.
I mean,
very similar. The difference with Zelda is that, like in Fallout, Skyrim, those kind of things, you're kind of you're blocked off by level, and like you can run off, but if you do, you're gonna get wrecked. In Zelda, you can literally, like, when you first go to the open world, you can go straight up to Hyrule Castle and start fighting Ganon if you want. There's nothing to stop you from beating the game an hour after you start it.
So it's skill based, like
exactly.
Your skill can outweigh your level, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
And when you get new abilities, it makes the game easier, but there's never really anything that requires you to have those abilities. Like in old school Zelda, you would get the boomerang or the hook shot or whatever, and then they would put puzzles in front of you that required the boomerang or required the hook shot. It's not like that now. Like they give you stuff, but it's like if you die, you automatically get revived with extra health. If you can jump super high, stuff like that. So like the abilities that they give you just make you more of a badass. It's nothing required. So you can beat Ganon without ever doing any of that. But if you want to go explore the world and get all that extra stuff, it just makes the experience better for you. And that's kind of what I want out of Destiny. I want them to entice me to go and explore. Like right now, there's no reason to do patrol. Like aside from just killing a bunch of mindless dudes, there's no gains you can make. There's nothing really, and there's no point to it aside from just running around aimlessly and leveling up Vanguard rep that will give me a package that may or may not have something I want. There's just too much RNG.
All right. Tisk, you're being kind of quiet. Give me your everything you're thinking right now. Just spill it. Actually, filter and then spit it all out.
I think for me, I've never really cared about like patrol, completing bounties, or exploring anything. So that stuff that gets pretty boring for me. But if they have like a PvP, private match thing or anything, then that's got my attention, and I'm good with that.
Okay, so even throughout like minor, I guess that's what we did to survive the content drought before Age of Triumph. Straight up. Okay, yeah, no, I agree with that. If it wasn't open world, it wouldn't pique your interest any.
Oh, it would. It's just I would probably get bored of it faster than anybody else.
Okay, is it more of a just sitting there, kind of running through rolling plains kind of mentality, or is it what makes it lose your interest? I suppose.
Well, like in Fallout, like when Jay-Z was saying that you see that little blip. I see that little blip, and I went, meh, I'll get it later. And I went with the story.
So it's a personality thing.
Yeah, I just like that. It just never.
See me, I am like me. I have OCD, so when I see something show up on my map,
that's how
that to me is like, oh crap, I have to take care of that because I have to have my map finished. That's just the kind of player I am. I can't.
That's how I am.
Do a story mission when I have side missions available. That's the way I've always been. I'll do every side mission available before I go back to the story, and that's every game.
I think I also do that, but I attribute it to Borderlands because that's how the game was built. It really heavily rewarded you if you did all the side missions because you were more powerful, you had better weapons and stuff. And so now I play every single game like that. But I don't know. I definitely can see where Tiski's coming from, though. Just to the casual player who only jumps on for an hour a week, I think that can get really tedious. So I'm not saying Tisk is an average player who only jumps on for an hour a week. I am comparing the mentality. But it's not. I understand it probably wasn't the best comparison now. So ignore. Carry on. All right, just some feedback in here. I saw that Runnin was saying that he would really like if it was like Skyrim. He seemed against it at first, but then he changed his mind. Skyrim or like The Witcher or something. And yeah, I mean, that goes back to the whole flawless, seamless, open world kind of experience. And I think a lot of people would really, really enjoy that. But once again, to those players who can only play a couple hours a week or lose interest or fall asleep while they play,
Never.
only a couple times. Yeah, and then there's one more comment from Zessia here, kind of pertaining to it, but I think it deserves its own kind of like community input time on it. So, do any of you guys have any specific thoughts on any of that before we move on?
No.
Okay, so just to clarify, the general consensus is no, it doesn't matter if we don't have 4 raids because pretty much all of us can run around and do stuff or play PvP, and then it'll hold us over. Correct? Did I miss any? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, I'm going to read Zessia's thing, and then we can kind of discuss it. He says, I think Patrol would be cool if it had a mini secret boss room. Then you defeat all of the bosses on that planet to unlock, or when you defeat them all, a final room unlocks, and you get the main boss for that planet. Succeeding in killing that boss will then reward you with a secret exotic that is exclusive to that boss. And I love that idea, actually. So, kind of having each planet have its own quote-unquote, you could say like each planet has its own architect or something, you know, like whenever you die it's like killed by the architects. That'd be really cool. So you had to kill like mini bosses all over the planet if it is like an open world or more like it, and then you unlock the ability to kind of fight like a hella strong boss, and you get some really cool rewards. Let's start. I want to start with Tisk for this one. What do you think about that? Oh, sorry, would I interrupt?
No, go ahead. Go ahead to Tisk.
All right, Tisk, go ahead. Would that help to pique your interest?
No.
Really? Even if you had an end goal and it was like a really unique, cool exotic?
I mean, like, I haven't even got the Outbreak Prime and all those other cool exotics and stuff that are totally gettable. It's just, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, whatever.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I thought for sure that would open you up a little bit. I don't really know how to respond to that. Let's just move on to the next person. All right, JZ. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so I'm actually glad we had Tisk because he brings an alternate opinion to the
no, for sure. About that. Yeah, I like that.
So of course I'd be excited about that. I love Patrol, but I mean that'd be cool, and even have like little nods to the story that they could tell through the defeating of the bosses, either like not a cutscene, but like a audio recording or something you can read on the ground that you don't necessarily have to read.
Oh,
I like that. Or you could,
Yeah.
Or just some, like, you can tie the lore into that whole thing rather than make it on a website.
I was about to say, I have the perfect idea. When you kill the boss, you get an exclusive Grimoire card that you can go to Bungie.
Go to the website. But yeah, that stuff like that, it would make Patrol so much more exciting. It just like it wouldn't even. I don't even think it'd be called Patrol. It'd be just like your mission / strike / everything.
Yeah.
Other than like if there's a raid, that type of thing, or any external activities that don't require where you're at. So I'd be excited for that. I'd be excited if they just made larger patrol areas like this. But that's me. Like other people wouldn't. I know that. But.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, it kind of goes back to like in Borderlands. There's raid bosses, but you don't start it from any sort of menu or anything. You actually go and you bring your team to a specific location.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they did that with strikes, with hell, even Crucible and your social space and stuff. I think that would go over really well. I mean, games have done that format before. It's worked, and I think adding, the whole Destiny Strike patrol raid system to it, I think that would just make it more in depth and a lot more really awesome. Especially if there's like a really nicely integrated like fast travel system. I think that would all go really well. Yeah. All right, Icano. Giant end game patrol boss.
Well, what I was thinking is like that. It's kind of like Mega Man in that respect. Like if you kill an ogre, you get to do the ogre blast. And if you kill a hive wizard, you can start making wizard farts everywhere. Stuff like that. Like it would be like Mega Man, whereas you beat bosses are like specific, really difficult bosses. It would give you an ability, and then maybe those abilities would then be relevant in the raid. Like maybe a particular part of the raid is a hell of a lot easier if you do a lot of wizard farts. And if you don't have the wizard fart ability, then that part of the raid is going to be more difficult for you. So that might entice you to go back out to patrol and find this wizard and go kill her.
You really like that idea, don't you?
Right?
I thought you would like the Eyeless Ogre Blast. You can just hold an ogre's eye in your hand. Be super powerful. Seems like something right up your alley.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to be right up his alley.
Oh, Jesus.
Got him.
Oh, man. All right. I almost just asked Tisk's opinion, but we've already done Tisk. I like that idea a lot. I really hope they do go that way now that we've been talking about it. I think that'd be really cool. Just Jordan Rebner, which I have never seen in a Last Word podcast episode before, so welcome, sir. He says similar, but definitely needs some sort of ultra public boss for patrol. Something like taking zealots, but far more rare and needing a large player base to down. So almost like mini raid bosses in patrol. I think that's a pretty cool idea, actually. What do you guys think? Yeah, no.
Yeah,
What comes to the line when? So I'm trying to think games that have done this. Skyrim had. I think the hardest enemy in Skyrim was just a random guy in a wasteland. I forget his name. But stuff like that.
They had all the dark armor.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. On the
armor,
top of that mountain.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what comes to the point in a patrol when there's an enemy that is too difficult just running around? Like what? How strong does that enemy have to be? Or is it all right if you can have a 6-man fire team in patrol? Is it all right to pretty much have any difficulty just anywhere? Tisk, start with that. Tisk, are you gonna have an opinion on this one?
Sure.
Okay. What do you think? How difficult can the enemies be until it becomes a nuisance to people just roaming around randomly?
I think that they definitely you should if you have a 3-man group, it should be challenging. But I think if they're gonna do something hard like that, they should definitely show up on the map so randoms can come and help.
Oh, okay. So like Core Dvorks, but everywhere. And
yeah,
okay, I like that idea. That's actually really good. All right, Jay-Z, how hard, in your opinion, do you agree with Tisk? Do you think it can go harder? What do you think?
I don't think there could be as long as it's beatable. Like you mentioned Borderlands earlier, and Borderlands had some really tough. Like they would just randomly spawn, like 1 in 100 chance, 1 in 1,000 chance, like tubbies and stuff. Those tubbies weren't hard, but they had some tough enemies that would randomly
Legendary
spawn.
loot midgets, I think, is what you're going for.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there's tubbies and legendary loot midgets.
No.
Both.
But the legendary loot midgets were really tough. They were tougher.
Were they?
Yeah. Especially on like UVHM. Yeah. Just kind of randomly spawned. Those kind of came out of boxes, but I agree with that. Anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm all for as tough as you can and make it because you don't have to do that content to progress or whatever. So.
Okay.
I don't see why you couldn't make them super tough or have like random enemies that are very rare. Because it's kind of cool when you have stuff like that. Like, oh, I defeated a rare wizard today, or something like that.
Yeah.
That only spawns 1 in as we're killing wizards, but it only spawns every 1 in 100 chance. Just as long as it doesn't drop something like too overpowering.
Yeah. Okay.
Or something that's. But I mean, it's cool to have super rare gear that only certain things drop, I guess. Because then everybody's not the same. Like you were in the beginning of Destiny 1, where to be max light, you had to have the raid armor for the first 2 raids, either Crota or Vault of Glass. So everybody essentially looked the same other than their shader. So that's. I don't know if I went off topic there, but
no. I'm okay. So just to clarify, I love going off topic as long as it's something thought provoking and stuff. And I do like that idea of something I've always been a fan of. I even mentioned it in the stream. I go for god rolls of weapons I don't even use, and the same thing goes for like I believe I do a max light version of every single raid specific piece of gear, and I don't think I use any of them on my characters. It's just I like having a trophy collection kind of thing. And if I would be the guy that would spawn in and out of a patrol 100 times to try to get that guy to spawn. I do live streams and stuff of just hours of me trying to get this piece of gear. Hell, I did it for the freaking back when the gear drops randomly for the Taken Will strike, or sorry, no, that's right, the Stolen Will, the shotgun, whatever it is. I mean, I farmed that thing for freaking like an entire day to get it, and I mean, I just no regrets. I love having like all the rarest stuff. It's just what I love about games like this, personally.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Agree.
All right, and it's good to know that you like it too, so we can team up and do it.
Well, I farmed the crap out of Borderlands 2, and I would respawn, kill a boss, respawn, that type of thing, just to get the legendary that they held to drop.
Yeah, for sure. So
I
going
spent
into Destiny
hours
2,
and hours doing it.
Hopefully we can look forward to some weapon farming streams. That'd be really fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Icano. What is too difficult of a boss in Patrol, in your opinion?
Anything that would require a weapon, like right now, like in Destiny 1, we already went through that. You got to have a Gjallarhorn to do the Crota, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
As long as like they don't like make any boss too high of a barrier of entry, so that you have to have a specific type of gear or a particular ability to beat it, and anybody can just run in and do it. Then you can do whatever you want at that point. And what that will do is, the more difficult that they make the bosses, that's gonna make people want to find people to group up with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like that Prison of Elders reference. It'll be just like that. It's like when you're in not Prison of Elders, Court of Oryx. When you're in Court of Oryx and you're just doing it by yourself, you get happy when you see people just show up on your map and come down. It's like, oh great, I don't have to do this by myself anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of stuff that I want to see in Destiny too, because in this game it's so hard to meet people. You see people in the tower all the time. How often do you actually message people in the tower? How often do you message people that you see in Patrol? Whereas in Destiny,
yeah, me too.
In Destiny 2, it's actually gonna be beneficial to do that stuff. It's gonna be beneficial for you to meet people and go out and like do stuff like, especially depending on the activity that you're doing.
Well, let's clarify. We presume it'll be beneficial. We don't really, based on this model, right? Or
right.
Something from your
you assume it's going to be similar.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm making sure he's not, because I don't know if you were here for these episodes, Jay-Z, but Icano seems to have some kind of source at Activision where he knows story elements like spot on that he should not know. So that we haven't had any hints towards. It was really creepy. So I've determined that he has some type of sources. And
let's just say that we're going to see lots of cool stuff. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Let's just say there's gonna be a sequel to Destiny.
There's gonna be a
That's
game
all I'm allowed to say.
On September 8th.
Let's just say an inside source told me there will be a ton of loot.
There will be loot. We can
not
say that for sure.
Not a commercial at all.
Not a commercial. No,
source,
no. What are you talking about? Oh man.
Yeah. What are commercials?
Okay. No. I like that. Just to kind of go kind of on this topic, Zessia brings up another good point. He said they should make a matchmaking system like Borderlands, and not necessarily matchmaking. I think that's the wrong term. But when he says there's more people in your game, like in your fire team, the higher the difficulty. So in Borderlands, whenever someone joins your fire team or your team, all the enemies got harder, but more loot like dropped. So would you guys like to see something like that implemented in Destiny as well?
Oh hell yeah.
Okay.
I want Bungie to rip off every other successful game. You know, like rip off Diablo, rip off Borderlands, rip off, you know, World of Warcraft.
Just
Skyrim.
at the end of the credits at the end, it just says this game was heavily inspired by, and it just lists every MMORPG like
every game ever. Yeah, like because there's nothing wrong with ripping the other stuff off, because Bungie has been known for taking ideas and making it better. Look at Halo. Before Halo,
the first-person shooter.
What was a first-person shooter before Halo? GoldenEye on Nintendo 64. So like that was the best, you know, first-person shooter. And don't get me wrong, GoldenEye was awesome, but you know when Halo came out, everybody's jaw dropped. Like you literally felt like you were being transported to the future. Like you felt like you didn't deserve to play this good of a game when Halo came out. It felt it was almost like it was like, to say it was ahead of its time, I think it's almost insulting. It was more than that. It literally changed the game. And so what if Bungie takes the time and has the budget with Activision's help and really just puts everything into Destiny 2, if they can take like the Borderlands, you know, loot system, Diablo 3 leveling system, take the open world of World of Warcraft and Zelda, take the mission structure and everything from Skyrim and the Fallout series, and if they just mash all that together and make that just like one epic new game, dude, it'll be like the best game of all time. I don't even know how the hell you could even like top that.
Yeah, I can't.
So
that's
here's
exactly
a question.
What I want.
Here's a question. You were talking about Borderlands loot. Do you want it to be instance loot still, or do you want it to be like Borderlands where everybody has to fight over the legendary that drops or whatever drops on the ground?
I want it to be on your screen. I want it to be on your screen.
Yeah.
But what I want is when you get an exotic, I want an exotic to damn near break the game. Like in Borderlands 2, the legendaries in Borderlands 2 are absolutely ridiculous. Like Conference Call, there's no reason that should be a gun. There's no reason that should be a thing. But it's just so good. And what in Destiny, like what do we have? Like a Boolean Gemini.
Saber.
You know.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm just talking about like crappy exotics.
I think they should make PvE really fun, but see, that's the thing about Borderlands. They literally do not have to worry because there's no PvP aspect to Borderlands.
Yes.
So they can make guns as freaking insane as they want because they don't have to worry about breaking any balance. There's only been a handful of times where they've had to change something because it killed the raid boss too quickly. I mean, there's still exploits out there to kill him in a couple of seconds, and they just don't care. So,
but that's the other thing is like Bungie has shown that they can switch between PvE and PvP, the gun attributes or armor attributes or something. Why can't they just keep everything the same?
Yeah, and
I think my biggest question with this game is because they've done it with other guns or things like that. They've switched between the two. Like it's different in PvP than it's PvE.
I don't think like a big thing that's shown that is I just did the video, things hand cannons have changed, and there's instances where they will increase like PvE damage only. And so there's you're saying there's obviously inputs for specific types of modes, So I agree with that, and I get what they're saying. Their argument is, I think, like quote for quote, is they want to create a fluid sandbox so your weapons don't feel different in one experience than another. But I mean, there's ways. I mean, the Vex Mythoclast is a great example. If that hadn't been so amazing in Crucible to begin with, I bet it would be like a go-to primary right now. But they changed it for PvP, and thus it becomes the weird gun that no one uses, So, yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's more work to keep separate instances like that, PvP and Crucible, or PvP and like PvE, like strikes and stuff. But I think that it makes a much more enjoyable, balanced game if they do take the time to go through and actually separate everything.
But you got to. But the other thing on that thing is they don't have the amount of guns that Borderlands does. So most of their guns they have a different name, but they're reskins of an older gun, same archetype. Like they don't have as much work as say the Borderlands or Gearbox to come up with completely new guns or to balance a ton of guns because they don't want they want a ton of guns, but they also don't want at the same time because then they have to balance it,
everything, yeah.
200 guns, yeah. So they're gonna have archetypes of everything. So it's not as much as you would probably think for in my opinion, to balance them both for PvE. And it's mostly gonna probably be exotics that we'd ask them to do that for anyways, not legendaries.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean things like Thorn and stuff. Yeah. I definitely, yeah, for sure. Tisk, would you like to see the instances separate, or do you not? Have you not had any specific problems with the gun getting nerfed in Crucible and then it affecting your PvE play too much?
Well, lately I've been running Hopscotch Pilgrim for everything I do, running in strikes or anything. So no, it don't bother me at all.
Okay. To be fair, Hopscotch is kind of in that class that hasn't really been affected too much yet, though.
I suppose I just don't change.
Yeah, no, I get that. I used to do that with the Red Death until they massacred it. So, Red Death, there you go. There's a prime example. Freaking only because of PvP, and now it's like it's just no.
The end of the Oryx raid is about the only useful time for it.
Yeah, exactly. And that was my gun. Like, that's my baby. So
yeah.
All right, and we've all heard Icono's rant on this one, so I don't think it needs reiteration unless he really wants to.
Nope, I'll pass.
Okay.
I don't want to get my blood pressure up.
Yeah, no need for that today. No need. But yeah, that's all the community feedback. That's why I love community feedback, because we go from it and we develop new, really interesting topics, and that's what I love. So thank you guys for supporting the community feedback. I just want to thank Jay-Z, Tisk, and Icono for coming out and joining me tonight. It's always a lot of fun. Jay-Z and Tisk, you guys are you're really warming up to this, huh?
Well, you should have known I would have.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying, getting used to the idea of being on Fridays, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. No, it's we'll have to tell the stories. And I'm just really curious why everyone's obsessed with your towel, but no one asks about Tisk's goat. Like, I guess
because they've heard his goat screams.
Some people have, but I don't know. I think that's really funny. Man. Okay.
Maybe you should switch it to a squirrel and then have them wonder about that.
Oh. Or just like a nut and a left arrow. That'd be really good too. Oh man. Okay.
And a right arrow with the X through it.
Right. Oh man. So just for heads up, next week we'll have an episode, but the week after that there will not be one because I will be in California when we normally record these, and then that weekend I will be making content all week, so I won't have time for it. But next week
that means that you guys are getting 3 weeks without me then, because I'm going to be out next week because I'm going to be out of town.
Uh-huh.
And the week after there's no show, and then the week after that I'm going to be out of town again. So
you guys lucked out this time. 3 weeks without Icon.
Memorial Day or something. Yep.
Oh wow.
Soak it up.
Yeah. So just a heads up for that. But I'll make sure to get plenty of guests, or regulars, or I want to try to during those weeks. I think that would be the perfect time to try new people as well. So get like Jay-Z and Tisk because they already know what's going on, but then get Josh on if possible or something, because that'd be really cool. But
Josh would be good.
Yeah, Josh would be awesome at this. But yeah, so oh yeah, Gara too. It'd be hard to work out with this time, but yeah. So next week, nothing really happening in the next week, honestly. I'll come up with some really good topics for you guys, but I don't expect to hear any more about Destiny 2 until the reveal event. So we'll go from there. And I guess we'll have some really good discussion topics for you guys next week. But I've been Scaro9. You can find me at Scaro9 on Twitter and Scaro9 on YouTube. Oh, and I just want to make one more point. This is the last week. If everything goes to plan, this is the last week. The last word will be on YouTube. I have fully started redesigning my stuff on Twitch. I made the decision. It just happened spontaneously. I was just sitting in the shower and I was like, you know what? Twitch. I'm just going to do it. So we're going to go back over there. We're going to experiment a little bit. So the next couple of weeks, it'll be over on Twitch. I'll have a video clarifying, letting you guys know whenever we've started it and whatnot. If you are not following me on Twitch, go do that. A lot of new decals for the channel and stuff, and we're just gonna see how that takes us. But I will let Icono do his thing.
I am XX Iconoclast. You can find me on Xbox and Twitter with that.
Boom. And then Jay-Z.
Jay-Z Basketball 25, and I do have a question. You sit in the shower? Because normally normal people stand in the shower.
No, man,
but,
you gotta get in there.
But,
How do you wash your feet when you're standing?
Jay-Z,
what?
You bend over at the waist.
He drops the soap.
I am 90% of my height is in my legs. I can't touch my toes. That's not about me. I'm 6 feet tall, and 5 feet of that, those are my legs. So, yeah, there's none of that shenanigans going on. Oh,
fair enough. I had to ask the question.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Clarification is always appreciated.
Yeah. But Jay-Z Basketball 25, Xbox Gamer Tag, don't have a Twitter or Facebook or any of that stuff. So you're just gonna have to hear me on here, play with me on Xbox.
Boom, and then Tisk, you know what to do.
Case like Jacks. And right. I've actually been really thinking about making a Twitter, but
boom! I'll be your first follower. You better let me know.
Okay.
It'd just be pictures of bacon and squirrels.
Yeah, I know. That's the only reason I use live chat, so might as well. All right. I guess we'll see you guys next week. Like I said, I'll have some really good discussion topics. I'll have to take some time and think about them, but it's worth it. And next week we'll be on Twitch. Hopefully that'll work really well. And yeah, if no one else has anything else to say, we'll drop it.
Drop it.
Toodles.
Okay, wait. I wanted to start saying this. Okay, this is gonna be my new outro. You ready? You ready for this? And that was the last word.